It was in 2012 that Harvest Plus started implementing the development and delivery of biofortified crops in Uganda. It had 2 seasons and ran for 3 years. And all of in total, they had 55 episodes for about 5 minutes on average each. Farm Radio International translated the script into 6 languages and aired it across 10 stations across Uganda, 13 districts in Uganda. And they called this radio drama My Children. This is sought to impact, as radio is the most affordable and accessible source of information for rural households. However, there is one question that we should ask. Can radio drama do the work? A survey was conducted in parts of Uganda where farm radio aired the radio drama. 5 districts were randomly selected representing different geographic and agroecological locations. Since Harvest Plus did not operate in all locations that Farm Radio International aired the radio drama, we had to categorize the village into 2. Harvest Plus village and non-Harvest Plus village. Then the 30 villages were randomly selected from these categories, and a total of 707 households were. In this study, we assessed if the radio drama had an impact on 3 outcomes: knowledge, production, consumption. And furthermore, we tried to see how many episodes actually brought the intended impact on knowledge using dose-response function. Since we didn't use experimental trials, we had to use propensity score matching on the impact of radio drama on these 3 outcomes. Had we allowed the households to be either listeners or non-listeners, we could have followed experimental design. But since we just aired the radio drama and let them choose to be listeners or non-listeners, we had to use propensity score matching. Then after that, we used a dose-response function to see which episodes were the ones that were bringing the intended impact. Let's see this one this way. Let's assume that you started watching a TV show that has a number of episodes. Probably the first few episodes are episodes of learning. You want to learn the characters, you want to learn the theme, you want to learn the setting, the plot, and everything. You don't get much out of it in the first few episodes. Then after a while, you start learning about it more and more. Then you reach at a certain point where you don't want to watch it anymore. You get saturated, and then you are tired of it. Probably you will quit watching that. So we want to see which episodes are the ones that bring the intended impact, and then if there is any saturation point, which ones are those. The results will be presented in a way that will help us to compare the outcomes. So we will see the impact on Harvest Plus Village and then Harvest Plus Village. As you can see here, the orange shaded area is the knowledge that the households had before listening to the radio drama. After listening to the radio drama, we see that their knowledge has increased. And above all, there is one thing to note. The knowledge in the non-Harvest Plus village has increased more than the household village by 2%. It's not a surprising result because this area is not Harvest Plus, does not operate fully in these areas, so there is more room to gain more knowledge than the Harvest Plus village that Harvest Plus operates fully. Moving to production, we found out that in both areas, the Harvest Plus and non-Harvest Plus village, all the households grew orange sweet potato after listening to the radio. Consumption, we see that the orange shaded ones are the number of days per week that they used to consume before listening to the radio drama. 3.5 days a week for Harvest Plus village and a day in a week for non-Harvest Plus village. After listening to the radio drama, the Harvest Plus village increased by half a day, but we couldn't see any effect in the non-Harvest Plus village. It might be because the survey was conducted too soon. It was too soon to capture the effect on consumption, or maybe they don't have enough materials to plant and then consume. Now let's see the dose response function results. On the vertical, the y-axis, we see the average treatment effect, which is the effects of an additional episode that will bring about as the number of episodes on x-axis increase. Now, as you can see, it goes down and goes down and goes down, and it goes down goes down until it reaches its minimum and goes up. This means that the first few episodes, until it reached the minimum, were bringing less and less of an impact. That is, the minimum is at 20 episodes. Until it reached the 20 episodes, an additional episode was bringing less and less of an impact. But after 20 episodes, the impact was higher, which is they were getting more clarity. This means that anyone should have to listen at least 20 episodes to have more and more of clear information, clear knowledge on orange sweet potatoes. To conclude, we can say that My Children, the radio drama, has been effective in scaling up and bridging the gap in those areas that Harvest Plus couldn't reach. However, there might be a need to intensify the message so that people do not have to follow all the way up to 20 episodes. They could have learned more earlier. So there was an improvement. There should be an improvement to intensify the message. Thank you.